An eargasm of learning in a no-fuss show. Welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast, where you can learn straightforward topics about branding, digital entrepreneurship, online business, and many more with your charming host, John Santos, along with inspiring entrepreneurs, creators, and thought leaders worldwide.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast with me, John Santos, and today we have a very, very special guest. I'm in awe with this person because, you know, she's just an amazing human being, an expert in social media. You know, she's a social media coach, an Instagram expert. I mean, I've been following her post, saving her post. See, I'm boosting you up.
No, I hear that.
But she's just...
I can't handle that many compliments. I'm like, wait, what is happening?
No, serious, guys. For all the listeners and viewers out there, our special guest for today is an expert. I'm kidding, but... really, I am a fan. I'm a follower of this person. She really knows what she's talking about. She's an entrepreneur, again, a social media expert, and a coach. She runs a business that focuses on that social media core. All right? So, she is going to share values and just, you know, spending the time with us here and learning about the in and out. Also, learning about her story, her journey. Not to mention, our special guest is very beautiful, very kind, and humble. The challenge, though, is announcing her last name. All right? So, please, if I butcher your last name, feel free to introduce it again. All right? But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. All right?
Okay,
Let's all welcome our very special guest for today's episode. Let's all welcome Daniela Schrittenlocker.
Hey, whoa, this is pretty good.
Boom.
You did a good job. Yes,
Nail it. Schrittenlocker. See? It's easy. I can speak German all day. No, I'm just kidding. I was practicing all night.
If you would pronounce it in German, it would sound very different.
Yes. Yeah, I'm kidding. No German for me. I only know Achtung.
Exactly. No, you did good. You did very good.
Thank you.
I have to spell it all the time.
Now, remember you sent me an audio message on how to pronounce your last name, and I was like listening to it until this episode. I was like, how do I pronounce that? And I was practicing it. So good thing. But, you know, kidding aside, Daniela, I just want to, I told you this a while ago off cam, and I want to tell it again on cam. I am really blessed to have you on the show. Thank you so much. Time difference. You are indeed a very busy person, but thank you to spend time with us here in the show. I really appreciate it. Me and my team, we're so blessed to have you on the show.
Oh, you know what? Thank you so much, really. I mean, we met on Clubhouse months ago.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we've been talking on and off and, you know, commenting on our posts and seeing each other around. And it's just so fun to make these connections.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, well, you are really an awesome human being on Clubhouse, on IG, and I learned a lot from you when I think we shared a couple of rooms before, right? In Clubhouse,
yes.
When we shared the stage together, and you know, I really learned a lot from your perspective and how you have this approach on social media, which is your business as an expert. But before we focus on that, I'm excited, and our listeners and viewers are very excited to know, you know, what happened, your story, what's your journey all about? So my question is, who influenced you, or what influenced you to be in this position of greatness, if you may? Because you're in a platform that, you know, you're not just, I know you, we're friends. I know that it's not just mere business. You're helping people to really bring them to success, so to speak. So that's more than just earning money. So tell us the story, my friend. The floor is yours.
Yes, so absolutely. Thank you again so much for having me. And again, my name is Daniela Schrittenlocker, just in case anybody else wants to practice. I try to keep it easy on my Instagram handle and stuff, not to throw in the last name.
I was about last minute. I was about to reshape the script. I was like, I'm just gonna say Daniela.
Yeah, Exactly. That's what you should go for. Don't overcomplicate things. It's all about simplicity.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes. So what I do, or who I am, I was born and raised in Germany. I moved to the States for a job about 15 years ago, moved across the ocean 3 times for jobs, super flexible. I have 3 kids always coming along with me. But yeah, I mean, I stepped into the world of entrepreneurship about a year ago. And that was really, I never planned on that to happen. And I never wanted to be a business owner. I never thought I would ever do this. I was always in corporates. I worked in global marketing. I was super happy with my jobs. Never thought of doing anything else. And then COVID happened. And then, not that something happened to me, but I saw so many businesses out there struggling with online presence. And I had 2 businesses reaching out to me. I worked with those years ago, and they reached out and said, hey, we need help with our online presence. We're in full lockdown in Germany right now. They're in full lockdown in the US. We don't have a solid presence. Can you help us? And that really turned into this huge project where I was like, well, if I want to really help you and dig into things, I'm leaving my corporate job right now. And that's what I did.
Wow. Well, I totally understand. I mean, before the pandemic started, I was in the early stage of my branding agency, and we're really operating in an online, the digital world long before the situation happened. So I understand where you're coming from. But I'm excited to know also, and I'm sure our listeners and viewers are very excited to know, how did that happen that you were really into social media? Before I throw in the main meat, the topic, social media is so vast, and it seems so simple, but it's complicated. It can make or break you as a business. How did it shape you, and how did it became the core of you as a brand? I mean, what happened?
Well, I think it's long story, long background, because, I was always into marketing communications and global marketing. And this is pretty much social media combined. It's communications, it's marketing, and it's global. And, those are the 3 things that it has naturally already.
Yeah. I love the combination. And it's really, a solid combination when you really understand like the root points and how you can benefit, from this to that. I love it. I'm excited. Now, having said that, the solid background and how you navigate that, I'm excited to know how can you dominate in social media. Your tips as an expert. This is not, for all our listeners and viewers, this is not mere opinions. We are going to hear valuable insights from an expert. I always say this on my show, and people might get angry at me. I don't care. I'm against people that claim that they are gurus.
I was going to say, don't say guru.
Real recognizes real. I'm not against them, but for me, the people that are looking for help, they're the ones who are suffering. They end up with these people, and worse, they get to invest money, invest their time, and in the end of the day, what they get is only theories. It cannot help them in their journey towards success in their business or their brand. Now, we have the opportunity, guys, to learn from an expert like Daniela. So, Daniela, your tips, your powerful tips on how to dominate social media, may it be in Instagram, LinkedIn, any social media. The floor is yours, my friend. Feel free to share.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so, if we dive into how to dominate social media, I think the very first thing, and that is how I start the conversations with my clients too, once they reach out, is your why. Why do you even want to be on social media? what is your purpose? What is your promise out there? And, before you start, before you build your profile, try all these hacks, whatever is out there, find out what you want to do with this. And if you don't know why, then we can stop right there. You have to figure that out first.
I love that. I love that. If you don't know your why, stop. There's no point in continuing, right? You need to understand and figure out your why. Love that.
Yep. Figure out your why. Then as a business, we all know there's like tons of personal brands out there, and humanizing your brand more and more on social media. This is where you have to go as a business. And I know many businesses are struggling with it. Oftentimes, someone manages an account that is not the face of the company or doesn't see themselves as the face of the company. But there are so many ways to humanize your business. And this is really what you have to do, and build those communities. This is how you stand out.
Daniela, before you continue, I have a follow-up question to that. We always hear this, humanize your brand, your brand or your business. You need to humanize your business, your brand, your content or whatever. In a perspective of a commoner, so to speak, what do you mean by humanizing a brand or humanizing a business?
Well, this goes back to your why. You build that brand persona. Look at your business as a person, and this is exactly what it is. You have to define with your why your core values. And when you have your core values, and it's not easy to define those, many people think, oh yeah, I'm good at this. No, this is not your core values. You dig into your core values. It took me long to figure out my core values before I started on Instagram. So I was like, okay, I'm going to, create an account, but I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to just wander around and figure out my own core values and how I can incorporate those into my brand.
Love that. Love that. Now you step one is to really understand your why. I agree, and I totally am an advocate for that. I always say this: your intent comes before content. The intention behind everything. Before everything, you have to solidify that intent, your core. And, in that core is your why. Why do you need to do that? Why do you need to jump to that? Why do you need to offer that? Why are you spending time to do such thing? What's the point?
Yes.
I love that. Now, after that, you mentioned to humanize a brand or humanize a business, and which is, by the way, for all our listeners and viewers out there, our guest today is an advocate for humanizing a brand. She is really, she cannot stress it so much. Even in her Instagram, you will see humanize the brand. So if you have problems in that perspective, in that aspect, please do connect with Daniela. But we are not done yet. Daniela, knowing your why, humanize your brand. What's next, my dear?
So your question was humanizing your brand, right? To go back to that. Okay. Yeah, humanizing your brand can be done in many different ways. So as I said, you have your persona set, your voice, your tone, you have your message out there. You really have this character for your business. And that's what even if you have a team of marketing experts managing it, they all have to, look at that persona and let it guide you. Let it guide you through your content. Let it guide you through how you step in, the world of social media with everything you do. You're commenting, you're engaging, everything is going to be aligned with that persona.
Love that. And how can that help you dominate the social media world, my dear? If you know your why, all right, check, and you acknowledge and you accept that you need to humanize your brand or your business, check, then what? What can I do as a business owner or a startup company to dominate social media?
well, you definitely stand out with that already because you have already built that persona. You have a person built and set up. You have to show up. And every single business, startup, whatever it is that outsources their social media and agencies telling you, I'm going to do everything for you, I tell them that's not going to work. That's not going to work. They might create the content for you. They will auto schedule it for you, everything. You can never fully outsource your social media. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
work.
There's an aspect that you need to contribute, right?
Yes, there is. Every client where I manage their social media, I go back to them regularly and remind them and say, hey, we're going to show up. We're going to do a live together. We're going to do, you got to show yourself. I can't show my face for you. And no other agency can do that.
Love that. And I also urge, our partners and our clients to do that. I mean, it's you, it's your brand, it's your business. You need to show up, right? So I totally agree. With that said, Daniela, I'm just gonna throw in another follow-up question, all right? And I know you've encountered this maybe in your journey or with clients before or now, we don't know. What are the not to do's, the don't do this on social media because this will break you as a brand or business? The things that you should not do.
Yes. Okay. There are a couple things. I mean, we can talk about, the whole follow, unfollow situation, engagement groups, buying followers, buying likes, buying comments, all these kind of hacks. Definitely not. But it is interesting, actually, as funny as it sounds or ridiculous as it sounds, there are so many businesses and personal brands doing it. So many come to me and say, when I ask the question, okay, you have 18,000 followers or whatever it is, you have 30 likes. What happened? It's obvious for someone like me and for more and more people as there is more awareness of, how things work out there, that the numbers don't matter, and what's even more important for any business, it's great if you have 18,000 followers, but if you buy these followers, they will never convert. What is it going to do for you? You will never see conversion from it. And I am a true believer of you have to give without expectations, even as a business.
I love that. Going back to the metrics game, the game of numbers, if you may.
Yes.
I think a lot of us people, I was like that before when I was not in the business, when I was young. We were still locked on the notion of the early stage of social media that if you have this numbers of following or if you have this number of comments, you're it. You're in the top dogs. You're famous. It's sort of a validation thing, right? But it's not how it is. Now that we have experts like you, it shows you. I love what you said, that what's the point if those are not real people? Then how can you convert those? It's not about having leads or something, but you're just making fun of yourself, talking to people that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's so true.
Love that.
True. And that's what it is, Many reach out and say, yeah, I don't have 10K followers yet, even though it doesn't matter that much on Instagram anymore now because the swipe up is, for everybody, which I love that they did that. Because why put restrictions or, milestones on a certain number of followers? It is just natural that people are trying to aim to get to those numbers and don't really follow a reason.
Wow.
The only reasoning is to get that swipe up.
Right. I remember I had a friend, and we had this conversation before that this certain person, he's not bragging, but in a way he was like showing that, hey, I got a swipe up feature already. So it means like you got 10K or more.
Yeah.
And then, but the something that he said really made me, laugh. He said, but I'm not earning anything. It's not converting. I don't have anyone enrolling in my master class because he's teaching. And then another friend, which is in the conversation, he said, well, I earn $700 a week with my 1,000 followers. And I was like, boom, mic drop.
Exactly. I love it. And you know what? Perfect example. I started on Instagram. I had under 600 followers and I got my first corporate client, under 600 followers. And it really does not matter how many followers you have. It's what you put out there. It's how much you give. If it's, what your purpose is behind this. It falls back to your why.
I love that. My take on this issue, not as a brand, not as a business person, but a human being. Social media. I love what you mentioned a while ago when we were starting this podcast episode. Don't overcomplicate things. And I'm an advocate of that. It's called social media for a reason. Social. We are human beings. We need to socialize. We need to build connection. Be friends. A good example is you. We met on Clubhouse. We shared some stage. We talk. We jump to Instagram, follow and support each other. And for me, that's good. I don't need like a bunch of followers following me, which is not building any relationship. I rather have few that are authentic in the context of me building relationship, having a good time, chatting, making a good conversation, making a good comment, not just like for the sake of, hey, I want you to follow me back. I mean, come on, man. I don't need your following. I need a friend, because social media is all about being social, right?
Yes. Absolutely. And, it's different. If you're a personal brand, of course, this seems to be easier to put yourself out there. And businesses are always, I feel, hesitant with stepping into that realm of being social, but they can do the same thing. And with the community building, that's really their advantage. They can find alike people. They can find a community, build that community feel, with their brand, but they have to eventually show up for it and give.
Love that, Daniela. Love that. Last tip that you can share, a takeaway for our listeners and viewers on how to dominate on social media.
One, don't listen to everybody and every hack and every trick out there.
Daniela, with that takeaway, you are destroying a lot of businesses. Well, I don't mind. This episode will go viral because, hey, Daniela is on everyone's, so-called gurus out there. You will lose a lot of projects because of this girl.
No, it is so true. There is so much content out there. There is so many hacks you can find, so many things. And it is easy to believe all of that. And people are testing out and trying out and figuring out things don't work. Don't waste your time on that. Really don't. There is no point. It's wasting time. It's wasting money. Ask your questions, know who you are, and know what you want to do with it.
Love that. Love that. See? Power. Knowledge bomb after knowledge bomb from our wonderful guest, Daniela. Thank you so much. I learn a lot. I'm always learning whenever I connect with you on Instagram and when I listen or share the stage with you on Clubhouse. Daniela, thank you so much. You are an awesome human being. I learn a lot, and I'm sure our viewers and listeners learn a lot as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
But, my dear, we are not done yet. No,
I know.
We're not. We started off sharing, a brief summary of your journey, then, tips, valuable insights on how to dominate social media. So, aside from that, we will play a game. This is a part of the show that we show this is the part of the show where we focus on humanizing the guest. No,
Yes,
aside from
all right.
aside from being an expert, yes, we're also human being. We sometimes laugh, we act silly because we're humans. That's how it is. And I love to show that part of my guest on my show. People relaxes. They connect with people because sometimes they say, "Hey, she's just like me," or "I feel the same way that person
Yeah.
feels." It builds a connection. It may not be right away, but that's the intent before anything else. So, having said that, this part of the show is called the Creative Talk Fast Talk. All right, I'm gonna ask you questions that you are not allowed to spend much time thinking what the right answer would be. First word that comes into your
Okay.
mind, shoot. Also, you are not allowed to lie.
Okay.
You just lied.
No, I didn't.
I know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Are you ready, my dear?
Yes, I am.
All right. Question number 1, very easy. Sun or snow?
Sun.
Structured or chaotic?
Chaotic.
Ooh, I love that. If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
An orca because I would be on top of the food chain.
Ooh, wow. That's something new. Very specific and very scary, by the way. All right. An orca because you want to be on top of the food chain. All right. Okay. Love that. Next, popcorn and movies or dinner and dancing?
Dinner and dancing.
Love that, right? Romantic. Daniela, are you a passenger or driver?
Driver.
Mountains or the beaches?
Beach.
What are you afraid of?
The dark.
Why?
Because it scares me.
I thought you're gonna say. I thought you're gonna say because it's dark.
No, because it scares me.
Right. Okay. Next question. Your favorite color?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard one. Turquoise.
Ooh. All right. Okay. Movies or books?
Sorry, you broke off right now.
Movies or books?
Movies.
All right. Since you answered that, there's a follow-up question to that. Name your top 3 movies of all time.
Oh my gosh, that is such a hard one. There's so many good movies out there.
Only 3.
Okay, top 3. This is hard. You're putting me on the spot right now.
I'm putting you on the spot. That's the goal. You're
Let
the
me
guest.
think. Okay, I really like The Greatest Showman.
Oh, yes. I love that. Nice pick. Nice pick.
I
2 more.
really like, and yes, I really like, and that is maybe controversial, but I really like it because I have a history to it. Schindler's List.
Ooh, I love it. Yes, I love that. I really, really love that movie.
Yes.
Last one.
It's a very deep movie, but I really like it. And let's say that's hard. That's hard. So many good movies out there. You said I can't lie.
You
So I'm
can't. You can't.
okay,
You're not allowed to lie.
There are so many good ones.
So you
Schindler's
got
List,
Greatest Showman, Schindler's List, and one more.
and Forrest Gump.
Oof! Wow! You nailed it. We need to do some movie marathons, my dear, together. I love that. I love that choice. All right, next. This is a weird question. All right, so prepare for yourself. Soap or toothbrush?
Did you say soap or toothbrush?
Yes, I did.
Okay, toothbrush.
All right, okay. Daniela, what is your dream superpower and why?
Oh, my superpower.
Yes, dream superpower and why?
My dream superpower. Oh, well, I wish to fly.
Why?
Why? Because then I can just be wherever I want to be at the time I want to be there. Exactly. I can just,
Nice.
fly around.
All right,
I'm
next
a traveler.
question. Next question. What is always inside your bag when you were a kid?
What is this? Sorry, it's just always breaking off. What's always inside my?
Inside your bag when you were a kid.
Oh my gosh, probably my sleeping bag. I
Why?
had like this, super old and already teared apart sleeping bag.
Why? What's the story with that?
Oh, because maybe I just like to have sleepovers. I like to be somewhere else. I'm always on the go.
Yeah, that's literally always on the go. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. All right, next question. What is the weirdest food you've ever tried?
The weirdest food. I wouldn't say that I tried so much. I would say probably snails.
Ooh, yeah. So I think in France, it's, it's a delicacy.
And that's where I tried it.
Yeah, good. Was it good?
Well, I think, you would probably expect it to be, slimy or whatever. It's not at all.
Right. Okay.
And the taste, it was like with the garlic butter. So it was just garlic pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Last question, my dear. This last question could turn up to be something serious depending on how you take the question. All right? Okay. Last question is, if you have the power to bring back someone back from the dead, who would it be and why?
It would definitely be my grandpa.
Okay. Why?
Yes. Because he passed away when I was 6 years old. And I still remember him so much. He made such a big impact. There's so many things to it. One is, he took me out on Sunday morning brunches or afternoon, coffee and tea. As a 6-year-old, because he always said that a guy needs to take you out and one day you're going to be the princess and you have to learn how to act and you have to learn how to do these things at a very nice restaurant. So he would always take me out to very nice and fancy restaurants.
Wow. Well, I'm sure he's looking down and really proud of where you're at right now. And he loves you so much.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you again. Yes. Thank you, Daniela. Again, thank you so much for spending the time, sharing values, having a good time with us on the show. I know you have a lot of promotions, social media accounts, events, releases. Please do promote it. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, first I have to say I'm a very passive seller. I don't really do good with pitching my own services. But that's just me, Okay. But all jokes aside, I obviously do have some services I offer. Currently, I am promoting an Instagram success coaching course where I basically just dive in very briefly and you can, build onto that in 2 different topics. One is more of your social media strategy, finding your why, building content. The other one is all about video marketing and reels.
Where can they find you, my dear?
On Instagram.
Your handle? You can say you can promote your handle so that people listening can know where to find you.
So on Instagram, it's LS Marketing Services or LS Marketing Services. I feel like everybody says it a little bit different depending on where they're from. Exactly. So that's how you can find me. If you have any questions, I am always open for a conversation. My personal goal is always to answer every single DM I get in. And also I try to answer all the comments. Sometimes it takes a little bit until I get back, but I always get back to every single person.
Wow. There you go, guys. If you want to really dominate the world of social media, please do connect with Daniela. I'm sure she can help you in your journey towards success. Daniela, thank you so much again. I am blessed. We are all blessed because you are here with us in the show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, really.
All right, guys. So there you have it. You learn a lot. I learn a lot. Always remember, have a positive outlook in life. Smile, and God bless you.
Thank you for being with us here on the Creative Talk Podcast. I'm your host, John Santos. Don't forget to listen and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. See you again, always.